My name's Cory Stockton, and I'm a geek.
My name's Amai, and I'm a geek.
For the Horde. Hey there, geek guys and gals. This is Randy and David with Geek Legacy. We're here at 2013 Blizzcon in Anaheim, California, and we are absolutely loving it. Celebrating everything Blizzard Entertainment. We are checking out all the games on the show floor, getting some great interviews, some great video, some wonderful artwork, and we couldn't be more thrilled to be here.
Yep, check out all the latest on thegeeklegacy.com for Diablo, StarCraft, World of Warcraft, Hearthstone. It's Hearthstone. Don't say Hearthstone around these people.
Yeah, they get upset.
Whoa, it's crazy.
Big time.
And Heroes of the Storm. Check it out.
And movie news for World of Warcraft, so we're all excited about that.
Yeah. And don't forget Nonstop to Comic-Con, our Kickstarter. You'll find a link at the bottom of this post.
Absolutely.
My name's Cory Stockton, and I'm the lead content designer on World of Warcraft.
My name is Amai. I'm lead quest designer. I'm basically responsible for a lot of the outdoor content.
There's a couple different things. Number one, we wanted to get back to something that was really Warcraft. I think that was the primary decision. Coming off Pandaria, we definitely realized that we did something that was different, but different in the right ways. We really like it for what it is, but we knew that we wanted to get back to something that really felt like the essence of what Warcraft is. And I think story-wise, Draenor really, it just hits that. That's, you know, the home of the orcs. It's a brutal place. I think it gives us a setting where we can hit the story stuff that we want to do to draw players in, but it's also a chance to build a whole new place that players have never been.
It's also a nice contrast to Miss Pandaria. Like, we really wanted to take that softer tone with Miss for a little bit, and now we want to ratchet it back up into that core Warcraft feel. That's why you see a lot of the features all landing back towards that, like, the RTS era, you know, like the garrisons and whatnot, building your own base, latching onto the original orc heroes.
Now, what are you most excited about in this expansion, the new things you've added?
Garrisons, by far, is probably the most exciting feature. As far as what we've added, the updated player models, to me, are just, like, incredible of what that does to the game. Not really a feature, but I think it's something that people are going to love. But by far, yeah, feature-wise, Garrisons is, you know, it's our take on housing. It's something we've talked about forever, but it's housing with substance, with actual gameplay to it. We didn't want to build something that's about, you know, placing a chair in a corner or, like, you know, having something that's off in an instanced neighborhood. We wanted to build something that felt just wow, right? Like, you kind of relate it to Warcraft 3. Like, you're building your mage tower, you're building an armory. That's what you're doing here. So I think it's really going to have our kind of style on it. It's not going to feel like something that people have done before.
Yeah, I'm excited about a lot of the new systems we're putting in the outdoor world, trying to encourage exploration more thoroughly. It's always been kind of something we tapped into only a little bit that I've been wanting to see us blow out more, so I'm pretty geeked up about that. I also like that when you look through our feature set for this expansion, between like garrisons, updated player models, it's all kind of universally applicable stuff. Like, all players, it's going to affect their gameplay. It's not like a class where just an isolated subset of people are playing it. You're, like, tapping into everyone, so it acts, when you combine all that plus the, like, the 90 for people who haven't played in a while, it's an opportunity for a lot of people to kind of come back and play together again, relive the glory days.
The idea was awesome, and so we just kind of went with the idea because that really felt like the coolest thing we could do. Definitely we've questioned, like, oh, we have to make sure that the Alliance has a strong presence and that they feel, you know, they're here for the same reasons. We really want to blow out the Draenei. This is really the chance for Draenei to shine, right? You're going to get to see them basically at the height of their civilization before things went south. So it's our chance to really make that. That's why they were in the intro cinematic and stuff like that. Right. But I think when you contrast that with the orc thing's just so cool. To be able to bring back Duratan and Gul'dan and Ner'zhul and, you know, all these really, really important characters, it was hard to say no, you know, to that.
Yeah, as soon as you look back at that old Warcraft world, these are the names that come to mind immediately. So it's just, you latch onto them and you're like, yeah, that's who we need to deliver on.
You realize that the names of some places in Azeroth are named after, you know, like Kargath, Bladefist. Oh, okay. Now I understand Duratar, you know, stuff like that. It's cool.
That's awesome. Now, obviously you're focused on Warlords right now, but how far in advance do you guys plan your expansions? I know you guys made a comment in the opening ceremonies that Warlords is going to kind of end and go right into the next expansion. How far in advance do you map out things?
Try to go as far as we can, to be honest. Like right now, we're trying to map out 3 out from here, which would be the most we've ever tried to do at one time, because historically we'll finish something and then we'll kind of have a little bit of a downtime. What are we going to do next? Let's get the patches, make sure everything's going, then we start the next thing. What we're trying to do is ship expansions faster, but the only way for us to do that is to get started on the next one before you finish. But the key there is trying to make sure the story makes sense. You want to set up characters in this one that can play into the next one and maybe even the next one. You know, maybe the playable race that we introduce later is a race that you see here, but it's not playable now, but you start to like it and get into it. So I think that's really what we're trying to focus on more, is really set up a long-term situation for the game and just, you know, so those things are there and they don't feel like a surprise when you see them.
Now, as far as, I mean, obviously, I hope it never ends and I hope Warcraft goes on forever, but eventually, if World of Warcraft has to end, do you have an idea, which obviously you won't share with us, do you have an idea of how you would like it to end, like in your head?
You know, it's like when we talk about expansions, we always have tons of ideas of what we want to do, but I think you kind of always get to the ultimate of like the Titan expansion, where we're somehow fighting Titans and the Void and Sargeras, and you know, it's like I think you kind of get to that point, but it's so much bigger than what Warcraft is. If you think about the scale, we've tried to say that Titans are, and the Draenor came on a spaceship. I mean, that's just the lore. That's what it is. You know, they came from Argus and ended up here. So it's like, what is that place like? What are all those things? I mean, those are all questions we run through when we go through expansions. But, you know, I think that's where you'd have to imagine at the end, that's kind of like our biggest character set, is that kind of level. But, man, I don't even know.
It's so far
It's like
out.
you would be like so tiny, you know, how do you fight a Titan?
Yeah.
Like, what does that even mean, you know?
Well, we've got so many ideas ahead of, I mean, like the end really is an insight for us. Like we've got a ton we're planning to build way before, so.
Right, which is great. I mean, I don't want it to end. I just,
No.
You know, I like to tell stories and I like to think that, how would I like to end it and stuff like that. So, so it's great to know that it's being thought of. Now, at Blizzard, you guys make huge games. You know, you have several large franchises. Is there any kind of competition between the development teams, like Warcraft, Starcraft, Diablo? Do you guys compete with each other? Is it friendly? I'm sure.
No, I wouldn't really say there is. It's pretty, like, there's not really a lot of that. A lot of us play the other teams' games. We have internally what we call strike teams, and no one from the team is allowed to be on their own strike team. So the strike teams are full of people from other groups. So those are constantly happening. So you end up playing so much of the other titles, and we, you know, get feedback and want to see things change. I think more than anything, we want to see our feedback implemented in the other teams. That's probably the thing you want the most. But I feel like we work together really well.
Yeah, but with Heroes of the Storm, pitting Warcraft versus Diablo versus Starcraft. I mean, Warcraft, Illidan and Arthas and Warcraft, they just mop the floor, right?
I don't know. Diablo and that intro cinematic looked pretty ridiculous. I mean, and then the nuke.
Yeah,
the nuke gets dropped. Like, I mean, it's like so awesome.
Yeah.
That was my favorite part of the intro. I mean, it was just, it's so cool to see the franchises put together in that way. You know, there's just something about it. It gives you geek chills a little bit, like when you see those characters fighting each other.
Back up and just have fun with it.
Yeah, it's really exciting to see Heroes get its time, you know, let it really shine here at this BlizzCon.
Now, obviously we don't have an exact date. Do you have maybe an estimate, like a quarter range, when you think the new expansion may hit?
No, I mean, we're shooting for next year, but I don't really know the time frame when it's done. Very Blizzard answer, but that's pretty much the deal.
Right, and that is kind of the go-to answer for Blizzard. And since you've always delivered such high-quality products, everyone trusts you. And we're like, you know, any other company, they delay something like a day, and it's like, let's go tear their building down.
Yeah.
Blizzard's like, it's going to be another year. We're like, well, it's probably for the best because we trust you. Now, does that give you more pressure to always perform, or does it kind of let you feel good that you know that you've done your fans right and they're going to take care of you?
Go ahead.
Well, I mean, when looking at World of Warcraft, like, we want to make a really quality experience. We also want to make sure that we're getting things out regularly, because if we leave any notable amount of time in between things, like, that has its own impact. So really, we still put pressure on ourselves. The fact that we want to drive quality doesn't mean we just take it easy until it's done. Like, it's still there.
WoW is the most unique one of all the games. None of the games have to deal with a cadence like we do, because we have paying subscribers who we've set a very big precedent for delivering content in patches that's free at, predetermined. It's not like we did it faster with Pandaria than we ever did before, and we want to continue that cadence. But I think on the team, it's always pressure. There's always because we have people playing the game actively that are paying for it, and we feel like we want to deliver that experience. So I think we're almost as disappointed as people are when we say, oh, we've got to wait, we're going to push it back this period of time.
Pretty much.
We pushed Burning Crusade back, 7 or 8 months, and we were pushing really hard to get it done, and it just wasn't ready. It just totally wasn't ready. We had added heroic dungeons. Those needed a lot of work to get to where we wanted. But when you look at what shipped with Burning Crusade, the heroic dungeons were, I think so many people look back with such fond memories of those. And that's really, we had to take the time, nail it, because you only have that one shot. The game, wow, everyone gets in that, and the community can snowball very quickly. So I feel like you really just have to nail it.
Now, over the years, since I've been playing WoW since the end of Vanilla. I came in late, but there's been probably 30 WoW killers, and obviously none of them.
Oh yeah, totally.
Now, when they announce a game and it's the WoW killer, are you guys just so entrenched that you just ignore it, or is there part of you worrying, or you just run your own race?
It's basically we make the best game we can consistently, and everything else just happens. There's not much else you can do there, right?
Yeah.
So, especially over time with the sequence of events there, it's just we keep doing what we do. We
look at everything, for sure. A ton of us at work play lots of different games. I played Guild Wars 2 quite a bit, and there's a lot of things I like about it. That we'll talk about, oh man, I think this part of the map is really cool, the way they did this, or some things about the way their underwater stuff works. And, so we'll look at things like that and say, oh, well, that's what any developer is going to do. Are they doing this better? How could we do what we do better? We don't want to take it, but we want to figure out, oh, is there a way that we could do this better? And I think the MMO space is kind of crazy for that stuff. Like you said, there's so many.
Right.
And they do everything so different. It's more than anything, it's finding time. Finding time to play, know? So
playing at work, you got to hide it you're watching something dirty on your computer. You're I'm not playing this, I swear. Bring up StarCraft 2. Now,
so many other games. We're all playing Hearthstone at work, and then we're all playing Heroes. So because Hearthstone's in beta, so it's there's a lot of other, even just the Blizzard games take up so much of our time outside of WoW.
Yeah.
Now, you guys obviously play WoW, I'm assuming. What do you guys play? What's your mains?
I'm playing a Druid right now, a Night Elf Druid. That's what I play.
Yeah, I have a Human Warrior right now. I've also got Human Warrior for PvE rating, and then I've got an Undead Hunter.
Yeah, I have a Forsaken Mage that I play PvP on. I've had a Orc Warrior. Man, I had a Night Elf Hunter also. So I've had I played 6 or 7 classes. Yeah, I got a Paladin at 45. Been playing for a little on and off, a Dwarf Paladin.
Awesome. You're the first Blizzard employees we've talked to that have admitted to playing Alliance. I play Alliance too. I play Alliance and Horde, but everyone's like, oh, I'm Horde, oh, I'm Horde.
Yeah, I played Horde for my first 5.5 years, and then I swapped guilds and went to an Alliance guild with halfway through Northrend. And ended up going Alliance.
Do people in your guild know who you are and what you do? Or
there's guilds at Blizzard that some of us play in, and then there's some guilds that people play in outside where they just don't know at all. I've totally been in guilds where they have no idea.
Really?
Yeah.
Then you guys sometimes pop into random dungeons and just kind of see what people are talking and listen to the complaints and the love, or do you guys mostly play with your friends?
We can't really do that. On PTR we watch, but it's just for gameplay stuff. Other than that, we don't really we have a witness protection program at Blizzard essentially.
Did you mean LFD? Do we just join?
If you do just a dungeon.
Oh, I totally do that.
Yeah, absolutely.
I play Hearthstone while I'm LFDing on my Druid.
I love it, especially
double.
AFK.
Especially during the prime time of content, right when it ships, so right when we got Thunder Isle up, for example. I love being in those places when everyone's talking in general chat about all the new features.
Totally.
Sometimes you catch things that slip through that we didn't know about, and sometimes it's really interesting to see what people are actually getting geeked up about.